Our next guest has made fast-paced action movies with the likes of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal, and now he's riding the rails on AMC's Alberta shot show Hell on Wheels. Byron Mann has joined the cast for the final season, playing conniving boss Chang, and we are thrilled you've gotten up so early with us this morning. Welcome
Great
to the
be
show.
Here. Thank you.
Okay, so you've joined the cast for this is the last season of Hell on Wheels.
That's correct, yes.
Tell us about boss Chang.
Well, Chang is he's a labor contractor, and he brings the workers from China into Truckee, you know, where the railroad's built. Mm-hmm. And so Chang is kind of like the antagonist to Colin Bohannon, played by Anson Mount.
Right.
And so that's kind of how they started, and then the rest of the season we'll see them, you know, butt heads.
Now, you said to me that you didn't know much about the show before you joined the cast, but that you've come to realize that it's a very special show. Why do you say that?
The writing is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, every episode is kind of like a feature film, and it's very subtle, and it's very nuanced writing. And the actors, you know, Anson Mount, Chris Hardell, Tim Guinea, all these actors on the show are just top rate. And so it's like going to the gym every day for an actor.
Which has got to be a wonderful challenge.
I mean, it makes you wake up in the morning
Right.
to, you know, yes, I want to go to the set and go up against Anson Mount and go up against
Right.
Chris Hardell, you know, so, yeah.
Well, that's a sort of different kind of confrontation than maybe most of us are accustomed to seeing you.
Right.
In reading about your career, your resume is about as long as I've seen. And many of these, the movies that you've done,
Right.
have you practicing wushu, have you as an action star. Tell us about the sort of trajectory of your career.
You know, I started acting just, you know, dramatically,
Right.
and then for some reason I got started doing action movies, and the first one is Street Fighter. It's like
Right.
20 years ago.
Huge movie.
Right, and then I started doing, you know, other action movies, and you know, lo and behold, people think I'm like, you know, Bruce Lee or Donnie Yen, you know, just like fighting, you know, kind of that's what I do. But
Right.
I really started out as a dramatic actor, so for me to do Hell on Wheels currently, it's really a fantastic coming around, you know, coming home kind of a thing.
But that, I mean, that just makes you sort of at least a double threat. I'm sure you're triple or quadruple. I mean, you have the opportunity
Right.
to do sort of get the best of both worlds, I would think.
Yes, and there is some action on Hell on Wheels, actually.
Yeah?
In fact, that we will film this week in Calgary on the set, so...
Not to give too much away here.
Yes, exactly.
I want to talk about a film that you've shot recently, starring Brad Pitt, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Christian Bale. It's called The Big Short.
That's right. It's based on a New York Times bestseller called The Big Short, and it's about the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis in the U.S., if you remember.
We remember, not only do we remember, but we are kind of recalling right now as the economy starts to take more hits.
Yes. So, you know, the movie and the book, it's really about what happened. You know, how could these subprime mortgage products be sold in the marketplace? And I play a real-life, you know, bond manager who these characters, especially Steve Carell's character, tracks down, and he tries to find out what happened, you know, how these products work.
How, I mean, obviously you've worked with so many heavyweights, but what's a set like that feel like, a movie that big? Oh,
you know, it was actually really very improvisational, very relaxed, because the director is Adam McKay, and he did Anchorman,
Right.
Anchorman 2.
Right.
And so he's had a long-standing relationship with Steve Carell. Most of my scenes were with Steve Carell. So it was very relaxed. We were making up lines, making up stuff as we went along. So it was unusually relaxed.
Well, I look forward to following your life and career. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Byron Mann, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to make sure that you know you can catch Byron in Hell on Wheels Season 5. The mid-season finale is August 29th before it does return next year. So for more information, head to breakfasttelevision.ca. Now get to set, sir. Off he goes. We're going to check in right now with Craig Larkins, who's in for Jill Bellin.